I'm going to wait for John to give me the green light on his end. I don't have any fancy intros yet.
No, you just did the welcome to weird news. I needed to know you were going to say that, or I'd have gone.
Oh, that's
fine.
okay. Yeah, no worries. I can always, until they pull us off the air.
That's what happens when you
Welcome,
simulcast to a bunch of different sites.
Yeah.
So we're on Twitch, YouTube, Vim, D-Live, and Facebook?
Facebook is the one I'm wondering. I'm going to go right now. Oh, look at your beautiful face right there, John. Right on Facebook. The world is watching.
Take that, Facebook.
All right, so that's Facebook's the one I'm going to bring up just in case people are chatting over there. Everywhere else, if it's not D-Live, I will not see your chats, but pop on over if you'd like, or go to Facebook, or to Vim.
Or to Vim.
Yeah. All right. So our guest is Rick Taylor. How are you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us.
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're from the Seattle area. How long have you been in the comedy game?
I've been in the comedy game almost a decade as a stand-up. I've been in the running comedy shows and comedy rooms for about 8.5 years in that role. I'm actually originally from Portland, right down the road, but I moved up to the Puget Sound area about almost 20 years ago. So I am kind of from here now. And I recently moved to suburban Tacoma. So
living in the burbs.
Yeah,
now,
it's great.
Do you still have a business on Capitol Hill?
We do Club Comedy Seattle up on Capitol Hill. We opened in January, and we're chugging right along, building Seattle's newest boutique-style comedy room.
Nice. So explain a little to me and the audience what a boutique comedy room would be. How is that different from like the Parlor Live that just closed down in Bellevue?
Right. Parlor, huge room, 300 plus seats in that room over there. And that's more of what I would call, because I'm an old guy, an 80s style comedy room. You know, in the 80s is when we had a huge comedy boom, and they started building, improvs that were like 300, 400. We have 500 seats, and that's not really how comedy works these days. Even if you do go into a club that has a lot of seats, they generally can't sell them all. And so what you end up a weekend where you have a room, you have 400 seats in the room, and you're only filling 70 or 80 of them, which makes it seem way less intimate for the performers and way less intimate for the crowd. So in our room, we have 80 seats. And so it is a small boutique style comedy stage where it's very intimate and not meant to serve more than 80 people at a time. So we like to think of it as a little more personal comedy experience.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, that's great. Definitely at the end, we'll try and get some plugs in there if you've got anything interesting. And, you're on social media a lot, so we'll be able to meet you there too. So thanks again for joining us. We'll get into our first here, which is going to be Ignorant Jenner.
Wait, first, I have a question.
Go ahead, John.
I have a question because I just want to ask Rick. Rick, do you know what you're getting into tonight?
I have no idea.
Okay.
How much did I tell you?
You didn't tell me anything, but I'm not worried. My husband asked me yesterday, he's like, what are you doing tomorrow night? I'm like, I don't really know. And he just looked me right in the eye and he says, well, I guess your years of being on the radio pay off. You're pretty good at ad-libbing. I was like,
oh, yeah.
I hope so. So, yeah, I'm not afraid, but I have no idea.
Okay. Honest answer. And what you just said was years of radio experience and good at ad-libbing. You will be fine. Welcome to Weird News.
Yeah. Exactly. You'll fit right in. Excellent. So what I'll do is I've got it says Ignorant Jenner. So I think what happened was,
whoa.
Did it scroll up too far on me? This is a common occurrence. It sure did. Okay, Mona Lisa Moves is the first one. A little technical difficulties.
Moves or moves?
Moves.
Okay.
I mean, she could have mooed. We do not know that for certain, John. Depends on how you think of the Mona Lisa, I suppose. What in the funk? Okay.
They're not cussing on live TV today?
Oh, John, we'll get there, my friend. Apparently, since things are going great so far.
Right.
Damn it. We're going to go. Sometimes this is the first time that my link I'd put in was to, in this case, a job search. So let's see. We're going to go real quick.
jobs. Who needs those?
Oh boy, not me apparently. Let's see here. Well, shit biscuits, John. You know, sometimes things just don't work out. Let's see, Mona Lisa. We're gonna look up, and then if that
Oh,
doesn't-
we're gonna Google search our first article live, or are we gonna use pre-search or?
No, I found it, John. We're good. Nothing too exciting. This is it. This animated Mona Lisa was created by AI. They say it's terrifying. I think it's pretty cool.
You're not sharing it.
God damn it. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, let's go to share. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, she moved.
Yeah. So, apparently, I mean, they're just somehow capturing different angles. And I thought it was interesting because what it is, I don't care about the video, but they also have these pictures they took of.
So they're taking pictures of prints of paintings at different angles.
Yeah. So it's basically like they're trying to make ghosts out of pictures, you know? I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, I brought this up because, oh, wow, if they can do this just goes hand in hand with like making videos of me and you doing illegal things so they can arrest us. That's this rabbit hole right there.
That's where you went? That's where you went with this?
Bro. Yeah. I was like, damn, this just shows you, man. They get one picture of us and think about how many angles they have with us being, you know, on the internet all the time. It's just, you know, man, they can have us doing anything. Yeah. You know?
So can you scroll up to the top so I can see what the top of it says?
Scientists in Moscow trained an AI on facial movements from 3 humans. Then they applied those movements to the original Mona Lisa.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they couldn't have doctored video before this, but I mean, it's just a photo, right? So
it's true.
Yeah,
right?
they're using someone else's facial recognition that had similar points on their face, I would say, as Mona Lisa, the Mona Lisa, and then they just.
Yeah. That explanation doesn't make me less paranoid about it.
Right.
Well, and I see the deep fakes video. They also had that slowed down Nancy Pelosi video that tried to make her sound like she was like, I don't know, suffering from Bell's palsy or something.
Whereas Biden, you don't have to change anything. He just sounds like that.
Creepy Uncle Joe.
Bad Botox on Uncle Joe. That's probably what it is.
All right, so that was just creepy. We'll get into more AI later, John. This is going to be a recurring theme of this episode. Next, though, is, as I hinted to before, ignorant Jenner.
What's that second word you're saying?
Ignorant Jenner, as in Kylie, my friend. I know we don't bring up this sort of thing very often.
No,
but
that's
this
okay.
Is particularly interesting.
I use the.
You're not a big Kylie Jenner fan, I know.
No, you're saying Jenner. It sounds like Ginner. I was getting confused.
I just need to pronunciate.
It's not. Okay. No, it's me being in the Midwest. I'm particular. I don't hear right.
It's you, not me. Okay, I'll go with that, John. That's fine. All right, so she recently made headlines.
I didn't know any Jenner was ignorant.
Well,
I'm a big kid now.
No, you're not. Pull-ups.
Ooh.
All right, so Kylie Jenner basically had a Handmaid's Tale themed party. And the reason I brought this one up is because, okay, here we go. I wonder if this can be, stupid music. Okay. Anyways, so apparently Handmaid's Tale, I didn't know, I've never seen the movie, is about like the suppression of women, rape, that sort of, thing. So it's not a great to be role model, but they did a party surrounding it. And my point for bringing this one up is, who cares, John? She's ignorant. She's not like going and doing a lot of research. So you'll see people say, honestly, believe Kylie Jenner did not understand the Handmaid's Tale if she's throwing a themed party about it. So this has come up in the past where it's like, I mean, that might be true.
Can we get a quick show of hands for anyone in this room who's seen that movie?
It's actually not a movie. It's actually a book that was made into a TV series by Hulu.
Oh, well,
so it's an actual TV series. I've only seen a few episodes of it,
okay.
But I mean, what it centers around is a society, much like our society, that lets itself fall into a kind of conservatism where women don't have any rights. I mean, literally don't have any rights. And so, I mean, on one hand, I can see somebody making that as an argument, like, oh, what is she? You know, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what it's about. But actually, I mean, I've seen people throw Handmaid's Tale like style parties as kind of a protest against what goes on.
So
You know
do
what I
we
mean?
right? Do we know Kylie's thought process behind the throwing of the party and why she used that theme? Was it the right way, or was it
from the comments and the little they've said? No, she doesn't really mention it being like tongue in cheek or like anti-authority and like we're gonna take back the look or whatever. I mean, just nothing like that. I don't know.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, I would be the last one to ever defend Kylie Jenner, but you know, I mean,
that's why I brought it up because I really didn't know.
Yeah,
I was like, am I being tone deaf?
That's what I mean, though. It's good perspective, Rick, because I'm not familiar. I wasn't even familiar with the show, the premise of the show, or the symbolism behind it. So
yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot. I mean, I think there's a lot there but also another thing I just like want to put out there is it's fiction. So relax. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes. Well, that's the comedian in you coming out.
Yeah. So
Like
relax. It's not a real thing that happens. Nobody's real feelings are getting hurt. No real women are harmed in the making of that show.
Right.
So that we know of.
Twitter is a harsh platform.
Yeah.
I don't know why people use it.
Because, well, John, I mean, I don't know if you're being joking.
I mean, they
when you
use
say
it
that.
as, I know they use it's instant communication with all your followers, but
Well,
it's
not
a
only
harsh
that, but it's
platform.
probably the easiest access I have to the biggest people that are influencers. You can't really get to them from Facebook because the page is kind of, but Twitter's them. Like, it's
I like
the one
it.
time.
But you can only
people do the craziest shit.
Well, that's true. And you can like tag them and maybe get a reply, or you can hope that they follow you back and send them a message. But usually, you're just like tagging someone in hopes that someone else sees it and you get an upvoted reaction.
That's true.
Again, crazy shit. I'm on Twitter specifically for and if I post some crazy shit, I do it on Twitter.
Is that
Some
right?
weird-
That's
Yeah,
your
oh, yeah,
go-to
man.
social media
Twitter's
platform?
more like, I feel like, you know, like my Insta's pretty personal. You know, like if I mean, if you go look at my Insta, it's public, but it's like pictures of my cat, right? Like mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But like Twitter is where I make like rude comments or tell stupid jokes or like I just don't care on Twitter. Like the audience I have there, I feel like is more of a public.
You know what? That's a very good point, because that's right. If I am going to make disparaging comments about something, I am going to that platform.
Right.
But it kind of, that's what I'm saying is like that platform is so toxic. Like, it's like that's where everyone goes to like yell and scream at each other unless it's political posts on your family's Facebook page.
Yeah, they ought to just call it very little listening. That ought to be their tagline.
Yeah. They got it right. Twitter. It's the same thing. Everyone's just beep, 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 beep.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see.
How'd we do on that
Next,
story, Sean?
Great, John. Keep at it. Just like that. And we're going to be just fine. All right. Next, we've got Zab First Troll. For all of you who don't know, Zab Judah is a ex-heavyweight championship boxer.
Excuse me.
Let's get this first. Pause that. Oh, pause it. All right, there we go.
Uh-oh.
It's just them walking into the store, and then it's going to start here.
Oh, no, pull off the victim. So listen, we just want to address the comment that you left about.
You recognize us? I know
So,
y'all.
so, so basically,
you know about this is the
so
pull up,
you
baby.
talking about Zab is overrated and you'll beat his ass.
I mean, right now he's kind of washed, bro. To be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but what about you beating him though? You stand on that?
You
I
serious?
got
Listen, we didn't come along to this.
Listen, you can't be running your mouth and don't expect Aquabarack not to pull up on you, bro.
Hey yo, what's up? I'm looking for
This is
Noel.
some social media trolling.
Right here, Zab.
What's up, bro? I seen the comment that you said something about me that I was overrated.
You got 5 minutes on your hands?
I was just playing, bro.
Nah,
Oh, I was just playing.
What's up?
5 minutes. Let me get that.
Bro, I didn't mean it, bro.
I need 5 minutes outside.
You know, just talking, bro.
We're gonna figure this out today.
We're gonna figure this out today. That's a line I
How
am
we go-
forever adopting.
I love how he's like all hardcore. Yeah, I meant it. And then the minute they go, well, he's here. Oh, I was just playing.
He instantly looks at whoever he works with, like, "Are you for real?"
Yeah.
And then one of the comments is he's touching that. What is it? I'm gonna go to it. Where is it? There it is. He's holding onto the counter like it's on base. Okay.
That's hilarious, man.
But
That-
but isn't another side of that? How much time does this celebrity have on their hands if they show up at your business over a comment?
Have you ever seen Jay and Silent Bob, where at the end, like those two
Yes.
kind of go after all the bloggers that were disparaging them? Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Well, I mean, obviously, you're right. This is a publicity stunt. These two guys kind of act like maybe they do this before. They go out and reach out to celebrities, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to confront this?" And
Yeah,
this
'cause
one
he did say it.
particularly was good because it's people talking shit about boxing. I'm really into fighting, and so you get this all the time. We're like, he's a has-been, and and even I could whip his ass. You like, and then there are people stupid enough to like kind of tweet that out there, and like even like, tag the people they're talking about, and it's like, it's just disrespectful, man. I'm just.
I mean, I just think where he went wrong was, and I'll beat his ass. Like, I mean, I think it's
Exactly.
hey man, you're a washed up piece of crap.
Right.
You're welcome to have that opinion about somebody, but you're right. Where you go wrong is, and I'll beat your ass. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'm here now.
We're gonna find out today.
Yeah,
Can you? Who is Zab Judah?
So Zab Judah is a boxer.
Okay.
like a MMA style boxer?
No, just regular old boxing. I'll show you. There he is, right there.
I'm sure that's what they call it in the organization. Regular.
Yeah,
old-
regular old throwing hands.
He did look way older in the video than he does right here.
He is. He's probably he's probably 50s now, but I mean, he probably still looks a lot like that. I mean, you could see he wasn't heavy or anything. Those guys stay in shape. So
I don't know, man. I think that guy should have gone out there and tried to back his words up.
oh yeah, that'd have been fun.
Every time I walk into somebody's job where they have a waist measuring tape around their neck, I think, that guy's probably a great fighter.
This guy, yeah,
I wouldn't take a swing at him.
Oh man,
Shit, no, man. He might insult me on Twitter.
right.
That's true. You're gonna start some beef.
All right.
All right, next is Python Hunter, which is not only just my aunt's nickname when she goes out on Friday.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I've seen a gay porn. With
Dude.
Yeah, definitely. There it is. Boom. All right. So meet the Burmese python hunters of the Florida swamps.
Ugh.
So this shit's getting so out of hand. There's people that just specifically do this, hunting pythons all day.
When's the
Out of-
TV show coming? When's A&E gonna pick up that TV show?
Dude, well, since we started the show,
Snake
there's been multiple snakes out of toilet stories. It's just, they're all over the place so much that I just don't even include them.
Do you like
That's a
snakes or do
problem.
you guys hate snakes?
Ugh. I do not like snakes.
No.
Don't want to see your snake. Don't want to touch your snake. Don't want to hear how fucking great your snake is. Keep your goddamn snake away from me.
So you're not a fan of the cool guys around Capitol Hill that
Ugh.
with the snakes? No?
Just say it. I'm not a fan of the junkies around Capitol Hill.
So you're talking about the actual animals.
Yeah, no, they
Yes. No, not the plumbing snakes. What the hell do you think we're talking about, John? Plumbers are all right people.
What about free range iguanas?
Nah, it doesn't offend me.
See, here's the way I feel
That's
about
what I
snakes.
want.
Smaller is almost worse. My dad, for a while, Andy Kaufman, not the comedian, but an Andy Kaufman that lives around here who collects animals, exotic animals, and gives them to the Woodland Park Zoo, or at least did in the past. My dad worked for him as a handler for a while. This guy in his basement had like giant ass like foot long frogs and bird eating tarantulas. So for some reason we had like chameleons when I was growing up. So for me, it was like the bigger stuff was kind of cool, but they had big old snakes. And then the smaller stuff was creepier. I guess with spiders is where I'm out. Like, it doesn't matter. Bigger spider is worse. But other than that, it's like, for some reason, big snake, even though those are the ones that could choke me out and kill me, they're really cool.
I'm not a big fan of spiders either, man, but my wife is. Like, they're the good bugs. Like, they eat all the bad bugs.
Oh, so she's a saver. She's like,
so I'm hands off, right?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to touch them. I can't kill them. I can't do anything. So I just kind of ignore them.
They protect the gardens, right, John?
Sucks.
So.
What's this story about? What am I missing here?
What the fuck's going on? All right, well, Dusty the Wild Man Crumb, obviously, lives in Florida. Where else would you be? He tracks down and wrangles Burmese pythons who grow longer than 17 feet. If you have a rubber sole between foot and earth, you can't absorb what nature is telling you. So he's barefoot all the time. I think we got a hippie on our hands here, John. What do you say? I don't know. I don't want to go out.
Barefoot snake handler.
The show promises... Oh, so it is a show.
Of course it's a show.
Guardian of the Glades. The new Discovery... Oh, it's Discovery, not A&E. The show promises all the drama of keeping up with the Kardashians, but none of the guilt that might come from indulging. This is a terrible... So this has to be some kind of sponsored post. Whoever is writing this, yes.
You think so? Maybe, yeah.
This is terrible.
I'm a mark, John. I got.
This is
Let me just
terrible.
be the one to say it's not working on me.
No, I'm that's good. I think I got as much as I needed.
Wait,
know.
let's see the
probably not
author's
the
name.
demo,
Let's see the
but-
author's name. I want to
I would have
call
felt
them out.
I'm gonna say first of all, I would feel just as guilty about watching this as keeping up with the Kardashians.
Who's that?
Efrat
Livni. I can write better than you.
Sounds like a euphemism.
Right?
All right. Well, that was a strike, I'd say.
What's that
I'm no
8158
doctor.
out of 10,000?
Say again.
What's that 8158 out of 10,000 for your weird news thing? Is that your rating?
It's a screenshot from when I was I'm building up towards my live view solo, and so it was part of that whole thing.
Perfect.
Never mind, John.
If I
Good
had
question.
if I had Lino, I'd send it to you.
Oh man, we'll get there. We'll get there slowly but surely. I'm no doctor, but all right, this one's interesting. Hold your gag reflexes, people. Girls just want to have fun, you know, but this is a whole
Sure they
other
do.
thing. Don't vacuum out your period blood.
Oh,
You're just
come
ending
on.
up in the ER, girls.
Come on.
I mean, I'm sorry we can't all relate here in the room, but I can't relate in saying that probably doesn't work. I'm not going to try and be doing that. But apparently this is a real thing. Tweeted out by this
Please
nurse
stop
who
using
says,
your
ladies,
vacuum
go
hose.
for it.
Oh, to end your
Yeah.
period early, you're going to wind up sucking out a lot more than blood.
Mhm.
These were 2 cases of this so far this week, and both women had admitted just stop. Oh, had to be admitted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's tough. I don't want to hear about that. Apparently it can take out your uteral lining. And this is twice. Ladies, please stop using vacuum hose to end your period early. You're going to wind up sucking up a lot more blood. 2
Or
cases.
for anything besides vacuuming stuff. Like, what are you doing?
I've never heard of this. From an actual vacuum cleaner? Question mark. This is some crazy shit.
Sounds bad.
I don't know if
man.
it was Eureka, Dyson, or Hoover, or some Walmart brand, but yes, an actual vacuum cleaner.
You know, I say any publicity is good publicity. Eureka needs to just go for it. Say, yeah, it was ours. God damn it.
We have the best period vacuum cleaner known to man.
Next year, Hoover will have a warning about that in all their manuals.
Yep.
Oh my God.
They're
Department will make them put it in.
Yeah, they're all rebranding as we know it. It's going to
That's
be
insane.
Yeah.
If it's on the label, someone did it.
It's the new Dyson with wings.
now it's only a matter of time until there are some lawsuits saying we
Yes.
didn't know your vacuums were that powerful.
I like
So
this.
it'll-
Does it even work? OMG, why? Wait, those are 2 different things you shouldn't be asking.
And apparently it does kind of work by increasing the blood flow by 1,000 times. You pass out from blood loss.
Right.
Yeah, people. So
I
not
can't do
exactly.
this, man. People are crazy these days.
Yeah, it's wacky. So there we go. Boom.
Wow.
Weird news.
Weird news.
Young scent. It's just gonna get weirder. This is okay. Here we go. Just more and more weird. Leave it to Japanese. Japanese company isolates young woman aroma and turns it into a popular deodorant. Yeah. So apparently, the company Roto Pharmaceutical announced its isolated 2 fragrant chemical compounds, lactone C10 and C11, which younger women's bodies seem to produce in much larger quantities than those of older women. So spray it on old chicks, desperate dudes, incels, jelkers of all ages are going to love this. They're going to put it on their pillows and they're going to be happy at night. Maybe less schools could get shot up because of this, John. What do you think?
I feel very uncomfortable saying I have no problem with this. I'm totally outing myself as like some kind of incel pervy. What?
No.
This
Well,
is
using it and being okay with it are 2 different things. I'm okay with it. Not sure it would be my thing.
This
but
is
I'm okay with
interesting.
it.
Yeah,
I
have no idea if that's even true. If that
Right.
if those are the unique smells to younger women. But people can use science. People can use science.
Yeah, for me, call me when it can fix the incel's personality.
Good luck with that, dude. We learned all about them last week.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
that's really where they're, fixing the symptoms and not the cause. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, exactly. Everything is everyone else's fault with those people.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, and that's the idea, though, John. I mean, I don't know. I think there's lots of it mentions in here that they kind of meant it to be one thing and then realized it was popular amongst single men. I mean, but it was originally crafted for older women.
So why is it? That's what I was thinking. Like that's the target market I would be thinking of. Why is it popular among older women?
Okay.
So why is it popular among single men?
Single men that are incels, jelking all day, but can't get girls. That was the whole joke, John. Yeah, right. I mean, I guess that's what I was thinking. Is
I missed that part. Is that really in the article?
Yes. Yeah. It says it launched in 2018, quickly became a hit. But although Roto originally aimed at Deco line at women in the 30s and older looking to regain the scent of their youth, which it turns out that there was another demographic they missed: lonely Japanese men.
Oh, being snatched
this
up by
news
single
channel
men because the
reports.
sweet aroma,
Yeah.
described as a fruity combination of peach and coconut, makes them feel like there is a young woman in close proximity.
Yeah. So they're
Now
they're
I'm
popping boners
disturbed.
all day, John.
All right, now I'm disturbed.
We're still
See,
on
at
board,
first
though,
I'm like,
right?
okay, this could be a useful product.
Right. Now I've sold it too much. All right, next.
Poor Rick is like, what the fuck?
Hey, man.
I'm just like, ugh.
This is a little more chill. This is a stab at you, John. Ode to Ohio. Now,
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. This is a little.
If you rip on me, Sean, I'm leaving.
No, John. This is not me. This is not my doing. I would not.
I'm going to find this author, and I'm going to chase
Yeah,
him down.
there you go. You got to take it out on this guy. You got to take it out on this candle company. Indiana company sparks outrage with unscented Ohio candle.
Like I give a shit about anything that Indiana has to say about Ohio.
Oh, I knew you.
These guys have Mike Pence to hold up in regard.
That's fair. That was a good first jab, John. That was good.
I can think of way worse things than unscented.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was kind of description is not much to see, not much to do.
Horse's ass, Indiana. Horse's ass, Indiana. Cleveland.com reports Ohio State Tourism Agency Director Lydia Mihalik took burnt umbrage at the description. Oh, I bet she did.
Yeah, I bet she did.
I bet Lydia's going after him.
Lydia's pissed. I'll tell you everything there is to do in Ohio, motherfucker.
Dude, Indiana sucks. If you've ever driven from Cleveland to Chicago, you know the desolate wasteland that is northern Indiana. There is nothing there. And then when you finally almost get to Chicago, you have to drive through Gary, Indiana. Which blows. You can see it. You can see the smog. You can see how crappy it is. It is the most worthless state in the Midwest. So take that, Indiana. Not taking
John,
any.
I love that. I'll drive
crap.
that forward with you. I mean, I can't think of a lot of things from Indiana other than
they have a football thing. Like they have a football event that draws a lot of people.
Ohio's got, from my world, Slipknot's from Ohio. Tony Hitchcliffe is from Ohio, a great comedian.
Tracy Chapman.
I mean, Ohio's got
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
It builds character. Bone Thugs. I mean, come on.
The
Indiana.
White Stripes.
Shit. Okay, well, I don't know about that.
Oh, you such a hater.
No, they're good.
Unscented. That's pretty bold though, right? That's pretty cool. I'll give it to him though. It's creative.
Because it's not bad. They're just, we're talking about it. We're talking about this fucking.
Yeah, I would never defend Indiana, but they do have John Cougar Melonhead, so.
Okay.
Is that a tribute band to John Cougar Mellencamp, or is that a reference to the actual? Is he from
I
there?
like to refer to him. Yeah, yeah. He was born in a small town.
In Indiana.
That's true.
All right, little ditty.
Any other kind of town in Indiana?
No. However, though, I am going to Notre Dame for the first time in October of this year to see Notre Dame Bowling Green play football.
Nice.
All right, that'll be fun.
Got it as a wedding gift.
Was that like a
wedding party?
I was on a list then.
No, the guy whose wedding. The guy whose wedding it was is taking two of his groomsmen to the Notre Dame USC game and two of his groomsmen who went to Bowling Green to the Notre Dame Bowling Green game.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Cool.
So I'll be sure to piss on Indiana while I'm there.
I was gonna say, so make sure to say all those nice things right to their face.
Yeah. Take your candle and shove it.
Oh, I will.
Who's
I'm gonna
bitch?
I'm gonna show everybody a clip of this video.
All right, so this is a little politics tip, which was weird because we're hearing about Chernobyl a lot, which is going to come up later. I probably should have switched the stories, but I didn't. Fuck it. This is something that happened a couple months before 3 Mile Island and was a giant uranium spill in New Mexico. And a lot of people haven't heard about it, and so that's pretty much it. Fucking, there you go. More government lies. Or not lies. That, you know what? I mean, there's a cover-up a lie. It's a form of dishonesty. Right?
What's the story?
So the story here, John, is Chernobyl's being talked about a lot because it's an HBO show that's on right now.
Okay, got it.
And because of that, in discussions that I've had about Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island gets brought up. And in me looking up 3 Mile Island, I learned about Church Rock, which for some reason either slipped my mind or I just had never heard about it. So I just thought, why not? It's not really funny. It's not really weird, but it's a story I brought up. So fuck it. It's my show. That's kind of what I thought. So make it funny.
I don't know how we can make a uranium mill spill funny. But I'll try.
I can actually recall this. I was alive in 1979.
I was 4.
That's scary. I was 10, almost 11. When this happened, and I visited New Mexico that summer.
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of my siblings, and my sister, who's 12 years older than me, her husband was stationed at Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, and I went and visited there that summer. And this happened the day before I left to go there.
Well, see, I knew all this, and that's why I had that story.
And so were you still able to get there? Or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wasn't a problem. I mean, this is far. I mean, Gallup is far. This is far from Albuquerque. I mean, New Mexico. If you haven't been, New Mexico is kind of a place like Indiana, where it's like, I'm from a small town in New Mexico. Oh, they're all small. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, even Albuquerque isn't a huge city. So this is where they're talking about is a pretty rural area. Not that makes how they handled it acceptable, but it wasn't a non-story.
Okay.
Just wasn't.
Yeah. So it's something it doesn't get talked about as much.
Yeah, it wasn't talked about in the way that 3 Mile Island was talked about, or the way. I mean, you have to look at the thing about Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island is both of those things happened in places where there was a fairly close, fairly decent sized population. So that makes a huge difference.
True. Well, with this one particularly, I guess the remnants of this washed down into the Navajo region. And of course, we don't give a fuck about those people. So they never really did anything about that. So that's kind of one of the ideas here. Yeah. Anyways, good times. All right. I like the vibe.
Woo! Way to keep it upbeat.
So blackout by balloons is next.
Another news today, 32 school children perished. It's like,
jeez, they might have. Who knows? This one is just stupid people being stupid. Mylar balloons are, well, very thin metal. So when you do that, it can cause blackouts.
Way to go, dumbass.
Whoopsie.
Look at her.
There's the car.
Whole town.
oh my God, can you believe the electricity went out?
Did I do that? That was it. I just
I'd
thought
be
it was
running
super
and
I
ducking.
love that. That was awesome.
That
Yeah.
was hilarious.
All right, now we're going dark again. Creepers visit Columbine. So that's a problem, apparently.
That is a
Creepers
problem. Sounds like a problem.
Visiting Columbine that have like weird, I don't know, infatuations with it for whatever reason. Possibly incels. I'm not saying anything, but they come and they visit it all the time. So they're thinking about, in Columbine, about tearing it down. I say, fuck it. Tear it down. Should have already been torn down. Or you start some sort of watch list. Start watching these people. And thank you for whoever just dropped the ice cream on D Live.
It's weird hearing a yummy when we're talking about Columbine Stalkers.
Yeah, true. Bad form, Jim Carrey. How dare you? Yummy. Anyways, for sure.
So what are they doing? What are they doing? They're just kind of showing up on campus?
No, well, okay. This is this throughout the years. People show up and just, school shooters refer to and study the Columbine shooting as a macabre source of inspiration and motivation, said the district superintendent. So thinking about just getting rid of it, basically. And so, yeah.
Why haven't they already?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of,
yeah.
I agree. Even, I suppose you can get down to like the city politics of, would we have to build a new school and this and that? And, but with, everything being equal, get rid of it.
But it's been 20 years. Your community didn't come up with a way in 20 years to build a new high school?
The first few years, I would get that it's like, okay, God, people are just going to forget. We're going to be able to move on as a town. Please, let us just move on. No, they're not being able to move on, right? And so, get rid of it. That's the only thing I can imagine is they thought we can move on. We don't have to be so crazy as to get rid of the school, and like we can just move on, and it'll bring us all closer.
So are
but
people
there's
like
bad fucking
requesting
memories.
tours, or what are they doing? Like, what is this?
No, I don't think so. Let me see if it has any. Annually, local law enforcement and Jeffco Department and School Safety make contacts with hundreds of individuals seeking to enter the school and reconnect with the 1999 murders, the letter said. Most of them are there to satisfy curiosity or the macabre but harmless interest in the school. For a small group of others, there is potential intent to do harm.
Okay.
Well, the ones who are just there for the macabre, we should just make it a museum and charge them to go there and use that money to build a new high school.
Yeah, I'm into the macabre. It's too soon. Too fucking soon.
Isn't it always going to be too soon for
20
something
years.
like that?
20 years is not too soon to me. We have school shootings that that maybe it might bring more light to the violent nature of our society.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Because 9/11, how long was the 9/11? Before the 9/11 memorial.
It was 2 years after, so that was 18 years ago.
Okay. Damn, you're right.
18 years ago in September.
Maybe you could.
Don't you think that's half our problem is how slow we are to react to shit? Like, we're so slow to get anything done or to do anything. everyone's always like, oh, this takes too long, or oh, this take too much work, or oh, this will take too da. Well, here we are, kicking the can down the road on everything for the last 20 to 50 years.
Don't want to upset anyone, but you can't, please everyone. You got to please yourself, John. That's what I always say. That's an original line. All right. Next, explosion. This is just a nice, simple explosion. Someone driving down the road, and they caught this.
What the? Oh!
Whoa! That's a big one.
Shit.
I was wondering if I'd pull over, but I think I probably. He felt that heat probably coming off that bad boy. So that's a fucking garbage truck for some reason. I don't know if that has anything to do with like the gases coming off the truck.
Man, I sure hope whoever was in that car was out.
No shit. Anyways, that was it.
Man, when your barbecue turns into an IED.
No kidding. I got hit with a banana going 500 miles an hour. All right, so here we go. Russia's take on Chernobyl is a little different than the story.
I'm sure everything's fine. What are you talking about?
What a shock.
No, not everything's fine. The CIA did it.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Russia makes its own version of Chernobyl disaster series, blaming CIA agent for nuclear explosion following success of Sky original mini-series. This is just classic Russia as far as I'm concerned. They're like, oh yeah, we do counter. So, this is their counter.
Right. You have your story, we'll have the one that we're going to tell our country.
So the new adaptation will portray nuclear disaster as the work of the U.S. CIA agent. Let's see.
Because, hey, man, radiation floating around the planet of big clouds, good for everybody in every country.
Let's get some FOIA requests. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this and help Russia
It's all
out.
about spin over there in Russia. As long as he can say to his people, hey, look, I know everyone's into this Chernobyl thing on HBO or wherever, but this is what really happened. That's all he's doing. He's just spinning it for himself and whoever else will believe it. But it's classic.
The problem is that in 2 weeks, President Trump will be like, well, yeah, it was the CIA.
He'll be, true. Yes, he's probably retweeting that right now, actually.
All they have to do is say it once on Fox News. It's a fact.
Innocent Microsoft.
Yes,
right?
Those two words are synonymous.
They have facial recognition. You know that, John?
What?
Yeah.
Where?
So,
What's up, Harv Hat?
Microsoft deletes their massive face recognition database that was released in 2016 at images of 100,000 well-known people. The database was believed to have been used to train a system operated by police forces and the military.
I bet they deleted it because it got hacked.
Well,
and
it's funny you mention that.
They don't want to report it.
I just want to meet the reporter that thinks there's 100,000 well-known people. That seems like a lot.
That does seem like a lot.
Which brings me naturally into this one. Police departments across the U.S. are using video doorbells from Amazon-owned Ring to create an unofficial surveillance network, a new report says.
I believe that.
It's interesting because we have a Ring security system at our house, and we are, when you have that, you're on the system and the neighbors share with you and stuff. And not on that app, but on another app called Nextdoor, there was a report about a drug dealer. Like, they live in this area and they walk down to this area and they meet the cars and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh man, I can't imagine the police aren't part of those kind of apps, and aren't part of the Ring community and stuff like that at all for just reports just like that.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Nextdoor is full of paranoid people who are like, this woman walked by my mailbox, and but have you seen her? Oh my God, danger. But I mean, it's also full of actual, like, real tips about things that go on in the neighborhood. And I I can't imagine that local law enforcement, there isn't somebody there paying attention to that.
Like that's surveilling it.
Well, most departments have, somebody who keeps their eye on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't imagine that they're not watching stuff like that.
That's true.
I wonder if the drug dealer is smart enough to be on there.
And so it looks like they can't get things unless the police can't get things unless they have a subpoena. Which I don't know how hard those are to get. I would bet not that hard.
Probably not much, yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I think you open yourself up. For surveillance. Not that most people have anything to hide, but I think you open yourself up for surveillance when you use stuff like that, and you have to be careful. Especially when it's billed as like social media influenced or social media allowed.
Somebody was saying that to me when we put in the ring system, and I just told them what I tell everybody, man. Ain't nobody hiding from me, and I ain't hiding from nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not that worried about it,
Yeah, and I think that's the majority of people. But I think that once you do that, like, I don't know, I think it does make it easier for invasions of privacy.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, if you could hack into my system, you could see what's going on in my front yard and my driveway, all around my house, actually.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
I don't know how exciting that would be.
Yeah. Well,
Not very.
yeah.
I'm telling you from experience, not very. Sometimes I'm at my day job. I'm like, what's going on at home? And it's like,
Nothing. Right.
Vegetation in the front yard's blowing around in the breeze. Oh, just like fucking yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that exciting.
All right. So here's another one. This one didn't get on the countdown, but I thought it was weird.
Ooh.
This is a bubble vortex. Never seen this shit before. But look at this guy go for a ride. Somehow the water's in a ring like that.
Whoa.
Right?
That poor little
That
jellyfish.
Yeah, he's got CTE.
He's just trying to go sting that shark over there and gets a bubble vortex up his ass.
He's like, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah, I've never seen that before. So that's cool.
Wonder what that came from.
Late dear, I was on my way home. I got caught in a bubble vortex.
I swear,
everybody's
babe,
new excuse.
I'm not drunk.
What's that guy trying to do touching that jellyfish? I thought that was unheard of.
That's a bad idea, right?
Right.
Yeah. He had gloves on, dude. He had gloves on?
No.
All right, Rick, so you made it through the rundown portion. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good.
Good,
I think
good.
I'm going to be okay. I'm glad I didn't get all fucked up before this, because that
would have been a lot
Yeah,
different
it's
show.
sure,
Would have
it
been a
could
lot
have been
different
fun.
show.
Any tips or pointers you have? This is, we're just trying to stream. As far as like the streamlining goes, that's one thing. But yeah.
And so now we're on FARC. So what you do right now, Rick, is you kind of pick a headline or two that stands out to you or that we want to open up just so we can check it out. Because sometimes FARC sends you some like little triggers that kind of set you off, and then you get to the article and it's a nothing burger. But sometimes they're pretty good.
Which is a good headline. Some of them are just good headlines, and that's where it stops.
Well, I like it. This one I really like the New York Post. It's one of my favorite reads, actually. So this one, that's the thieves steal 120 whoopie pies, drink a half gallon of iced tea.
I mean, what can go wrong here?
Well, it's in Maine, so a lot can go wrong.
They fairgrounds booth in Maine steal 120 whoopie pies and drinking half a gallon of iced tea. Director of the
See, if this were a real story, it'd be a story about how pot is legal in Maine now.
Right.
That's who I suspect, anyway.
Says whoever is involved can confess, work off their crime by assisting the club with its volunteer work.
Aww.
No one's falling for that.
That's so sweet. I hope they find them and put them to good work.
A police officer said he could not comment on the investigation because it's about donuts.
Could be an inside job.
Well, who wants to be the cop that has to comment on the story about donuts? Right? How can you keep a straight face?
Right.
Like, we think it was somebody who was hypoglycemic. With a badge and a gun.
We've narrowed down our list to hypoglycemics, people that might have been going into diabetic shock, and stoners.
And police officers from other jurisdictions.
Yes, definitely not ours. Uh-oh, first confirmed death ever recorded from marijuana overdose.
The coroner of a uniquely named parish, St. John the Baptist, is standing by their findings that indicate a woman died from a THC overdose. I'm thinking this lady must have had vaped this THC oil and got a high level in her system, and it made her stop breathing, like a respiratory failure.
Yeah, I bet there's a different reason for her respiratory failure.
However, experts are doubtful.
Yeah.
There are no
According to the
reports of
National
teens
Institute
or
of-
adults.
Yeah.
Huh. Where's
I mean,
the comment section?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's see.
I mean, I may or may not have smoked a lot of weed in my life, but overdose? Come on now.
No, nothing. No comment.
Those pens get you
What
high
is
as fuck.
Let's
that's
go to
for
the
sure.
actual link.
Well, they do, but before you could have too much, you're asleep. I mean, that's not...
Yeah.
According to WXPI, the coroner...
All right.
I feel like this story should have the word agenda in it somewhere.
Are you seriously going to tell us what the fuck?
It could be Cannabis Indica. Come on now.
I don't care about that.
This is complete bunk.
Okay, this is just bullshit. It's a bunch of garbage. WPXI. All right.
Coroner.
Wasn't weed.
Coroner stands by propaganda agenda.
Coroner wants more, big pharma checks.
I see another one that I want to look at. The WTOP story: smoking cocoa powder delays commuter trains.
Whoa! How'd you see that?
What the fuck? Get out of here!
You can smoke cocoa powder?
The Mark Brunswick line saw significant delays Tuesday morning after a suspected loading mishap led to a fire on a freight train carrying cocoa powder. Persisted for hours as fire crews waited for the technicians to separate the affected segment of the cargo from offloading elsewhere. Okay. Here we go. Pictures. No? Oh, that's just a... Yeah, okay. Pretty boring. But cocoa apparently is flammable. I didn't know that.
I got there just in time to get all the good pictures, you can tell.
Yeah, no shit. That was an
I had no
exciting day
idea
in
that
photo
shit was
thing
even flammable.
Just get a picture of the Rockville MTA station. That'll do.
Oh,
Those guys
that's
to take
good.
their shirts off or something. That was boring.
Use your words to fill in the gaps of the story.
Not much else.
The Institute of the Blindingly Oblivious.
We don't need to click on this, but I love that NASA reiterates that the moon is still not a part of Mars. Like our national institutions have to just send out things so the tweets don't get through to some people.
Oh, this one. Okay. This was a little dark,
Wait a minute.
but I'm going to go to it anyways because it reminds me of Pulp Fiction, you know? I just shot Marvin in the face, you know, and then you got to take the car into Clinton, you know? That's basically what this happened. This is one of the guys who helped dispose the body of a 16-year-old they killed in a drug deal. He's 49, Luis Rivera Sr. But basically, he killed this kid, put him in the trunk, and then went and got the bullet hole in the back fixed, in the back window, okay?
Okay.
Then went and got the interior fixed, which tells me those motherfuckers at the window place fixed the window, a bullet hole in the back window of a car covered in blood and didn't say anything.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
Wow,
That's
you can,
terrible.
that just goes to prove, man, you can get anything fixed. I mean,
No
I don't mean that in a good way, but I just mean
No.
Yeah.
People
no
need
one
money.
asks
They need the
questions.
business. They're like, sure, we'll fucking do it, dude. No
Yeah.
and it
question
probably
asked.
costs more than calling the local auto glass place, but Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it?
Said Winter Garden Police said the Infinity had a bullet hole in the rear window, so Rivera first took the car to the body shop to get that replaced. The worker told police Higgins' bloody body was still in the car. Then Rivera and his relative moved Hogan's body to another car. Then, according to the court records, the Infinity was taken to a car detail center to clean up the blood and replace the headrest, which also had a bullet hole in it.
Jesus.
Wow.
Right? Holy shit. Wow.
I've always been suspicious of the guy that details my car, but now I'm going to take a deeper look.
You got a
Yeah,
special eye
be
on
like,
you.
hey, what's really going on over here, bud?
What have you seen today, man? So, you know, it just, you never know who your friends and your enemies are. Apparently, that guy had some weird friends. Unless, you know, who knows? Maybe it was like an inside thing. Maybe
Did they talk about if it was like drugs or money? It had to be one of those things, right?
it was drugs. It was a drug deal gone wrong. The 16-year-old seemed to be the one that was buying drugs, unfortunately.
You don't hear a lot about drug deals going right in the news, you know?
That's a fair point, Rick. All right, let's see.
46 vials of crack were successfully sold today.
Okay, well, I just got it. The star, though, is questionable.
Man, how many Chernobyl stories do we got to look at today?
Gone.
They're
It's
totally
in the
pumping
news.
this show. It's because there's a show
They
out.
are. It's true. That is what it is. And I'm not gonna. That's a garbage site. The star. All right. Anything else? Let's see. Pennsylvania man tries to outdo Florida man. This time stealing government vehicles and setting his whole.
McNaked Man.
Dances, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
We want to watch McNaked Man. We don't want to look at this shit. What is this?
This fucking crazy.
What's the
guy.
headline?
He set his own house on fire.
Oh, who
Man
cares?
A Department of Transportation and okay, well, fuck that guy.
He stole PennDOT
Okay, I see
vehicles.
that he
and-
doesn't have any clothes in on the mugshot. Like, I'd like to hear a story
All right.
about where his clothes are. That's what I'd like to hear. And
Well, I
what kind
wanted to burn the clothes too. No clothes, no nothing. I'm done. I'm moving on.
McNaked Man dances and attempts to force carnal
There
knowledge
it is.
of a walkway railing in Florida.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is the story that I want to hear.
Isn't this the other guy, but like 20 years older? I think it might be.
You know,
That's
there's somebody in
strange.
Florida going, "Yep, that's my Uncle Bob,"
I thought he was dead.
right?
Do we have a video?
It always happens in McDonald's, doesn't it? I mean,
Oh
we have
my
pictures.
McDonald's,
We have a
man.
whole site dedicated to people Walmart. We should have a whole site dedicated to incidents
should.
at McDonald's.
Witnesses believed the man to be on drugs.
No one could tell for sure.
No shit.
Except he was screaming for crack. No.
Shit, I can tell he's on drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, I might be kind of high just based on looking at him. I don't know.
8-year-old rescued at sea on inflatable unicorn warns never go on float in the ocean. Well, no shit, kid.
Well, I
Someone
could've
should have
told
told
you
you.
that.
Look at them. The Oak Island Water Rescue Team helped to get the 8-year-old boy stranded on an inflatable swan, who drifted out to sea.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
shit.
on.
I don't fuck with the ocean, man. Neither
How
should
many,
you.
how many signs are there on the inflatable swan that say for pool use only?
Yeah, what do you mean you don't fuck with the ocean? You mean you don't swim
I think the headline
in
there
ocean?
should be teach your fucking kids to read.
When you get that far out, stop and come back.
No, well,
Stupid
that's
8-year-old.
easier said than done, John. You get that.
Oh, horse shit.
Yeah, you get the what is it
No,
called?
the tide.
undertow.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you don't get the undertow if you're still on top of the goddamn float.
Oh well, that's a good point, John. Someone went to ocean class.
Look at this axe thrower.
Yeah, we have these in Seattle.
Yeah,
where,
they just opened an Axe Bar up on Capitol Hill.
Yeah,
Whoa,
yeah.
they do it at
exactly.
bars. Like you guys can do that,
Yes,
like playing
dude.
darts.
Right?
You
Like,
got a beer in one hand and a yeah.
that's exactly what I said. Was
Dude,
is
It's
I
complete lawlessness.
I like to drink. I got nothing against drinking, but is drinking and throwing axes really a good combination? It's like,
No.
I
No
think
weed in bars, but axes. Go ahead.
Probably-
We'll see what it says.
But for me, it's like there's probably a pretty good reason you can't get a beer at the gun range. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Like
for sure.
Yes.
they're not like, come in, shoot up some shit, and have a
We
beer.
do allow you to
Like,
bring your own beer. You can also bring just. Oh, it's gone.
Oh, my bad.
Southern Baptists announced they will use You can also bring just soda water and just soda and waters as well.
Well, duh. I mean, they legally have to serve
you're
water.
limited
That's
to
stupid.
3 beers an hour.
The reason they let you bring your own is because it's a dry county.
Oh, and they can also bring their own axe.
Yeah. Ugh.
But we make sure that there's professionals that can test it. This is great. This is cool.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. So now we're going to go to last segment. Same thing, but on live leaks. Let's see if there was something. I thought there was something here. I'm going to go to the what the fuck tab. God, strangers walking through my backyard. That's fine.
Drunk cop crashes car, arrested by citizens.
Oh. Fight with a wheelchair.
Hey, you know, this is the second week in a row we've gotten drunk cops.
No, this is in Russia.
Oh, well, last one was like Singapore or some shit. Our cops just shoot people. They don't do cool things like DUIs. How is it? That's a cop? Doesn't look like a cop car. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to steer, man. You can't just slam the gas pedal to the floor. You gotta steer.
Someone only has their learners.
Highly entertaining.
Yeah. Entertaining. Breaking up a fight in a wheelchair. That's never good.
I like the one that says brought to you by vodka. Aren't all these stories brought to you by vodka pretty much?
Yeah, especially
pretty much.
See, brought to you by vodka.
Just gonna keep hitting that.
This is great.
Oh.
This is great.
Maybe the guy who's trying to stop him should put some clothes on.
Oh, wait, so is this guy purposely doing this? No way.
Is he really trying to leave?
To break the window with something. Whoa, he almost just got hit, bro. This guy's in nothing but like a strong clock over here in the bottom. What is going on? What is he pointing at? Cameras? This goes on for four more minutes. Hold on. We gotta.
God, right?
Where's the guy in the wheelchair, man?
That's a different video.
Oh, I thought we clicked on that one.
You're like, when's this fucking wheelchair coming?
When's this wheelchair guy gonna save the day?
This fucking drunk fuck.
Это просто капец, он сносит там асфальт, машины.
Fucking drunk. Oh boy, what is going on? Hold on a second. We went too far.
Oh.
He's chasing him. Hold on. I can't see the fucking. That's too funny.
There he is. Run, buddy, run.
He's got something in his hand too. The guy's like, no, I don't want to hit you with this.
That's gotta hurt.
That can't feel good.
On a fence.
His like legs caught on the fence. Yeah.
Ow.
Oh boy. Oh, oh my gosh. He's grounded pounding. The drunk. Am I right? The guy in the car is on top, beating the other guy up right now. Where are the other 4 people? They're like, I ain't fucking. Fuck that.
Hello, 911. There's 2 guys in the garden below. I can't tell if they're fucking or beating the shit out of you.
What's Russia's 911?
I think the guy that's winning the fight is the guy that was in the car.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Wasn't the naked guy the one that was trying to stop him?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that guy's all like, see what you made me do? I wouldn't have crashed into that car so many times.
Okay, this guy just strolls along. Hey guys, so keep it down. Oh, finally someone that cares.
I heard a stop. The voice of reason is always female.
Especially when it comes to a group of dudes fighting. Doesn't always work, but
I wouldn't fuck with that dude.
Me neither.
You see what he did to that car and that dude?
Little back take, a little chokey. Oh, he's like won't leave people alone. What's this guy got in his hand with the shirt?
Yeah, it
now?
looks like some kind of knife or bar or something.
Okay, like
Oh,
the
it's
whole
a
neighborhood's showing up to this fucking thing.
Get him. Get him, chubby guy in the white
Someone's
shirt.
got to. If this guy's dangerous. You guys gotta
Oh,
just take
yeah.
him out. What?
Oh!
Oh! He hit him with a broom. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're coming out. They got the weapons. This is like a very Frankenstein-esque now.
He probably commented online about how those guys are washed up, and he's gonna beat the shit out of them.
This whole town, I'll beat their ass.
Yeah. This town's totally washed up, man.
He's got something in his hand, too. He's got a bar.
He does, but
It's a flashlight.
Is that what it is?
I was gonna say it was lit up. I didn't know if it was his phone or.
It's a flashlight, which in America gets caps in your ass if the cops come, for sure.
Well, yeah. More random people. All right, how much longer do we got here?
No more. A little bit more. Oh! Oh, shit.
I think he just tripped. All right, well, that was kind of fun. All right,
A lot of
one
fun
last
stuff
look
happening
here.
in Russia.
Oh, yeah, go figure. I really thought they had this shit together, but.
We have to watch Brought to You by Vodka, don't we?
Isn't that one
Or
we
is
just,
it a
that's
commercial?
the one we just watched.
Oh, that's what that was.
That was the one we just watched.
Oh, okay. Then I thought we were watching.
This is the breaking up of the in a wheelchair. Don't get that bitch. You are like 4 times the size of that woman.
Bitch. Hold that camera still.
Oh, wait. I thought the 2 fat ladies were
Oh,
all
there
big
we
women.
go. There we go.
That was it.
That was
That's
it?
right there.
Oh, damn! I want to see the rest of that.
Why would you
Oh,
stop?
no. That
Why
was
would
like a
you stop
teaser.
taping at that point? I would not stop taping.
Damn it! I told you, Wanda.
Here comes
Like,
great
all
grandma.
right, I'm stepping on it.
And I
Oh,
got
she
her.
just trying to run that.
Why did that video have to end?
Oh, man. And that was a whole lot of ladies. I'm just saying. All right, let's see here. What the hell happened? Oh, there we go. See, a lot of them are. That's what you get. You get lots of short videos on here, and then you got lots of ones that are more brutal than they say.
Confrontation on the freeway.
Of course.
Here's
Oh boy, she looks pissed.
13260C2.
Oh,
She's getting out.
Oh, there's another girl that's hanging out of that black car. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh,
She's got a little woman. They've got.
It's on now.
Now's when you should go.
And she's
Yeah,
got her
what do you-
husband.
What are you gonna do? Let him go. No, what?
Wait, whoa. Why does she get out of the fucking car if she's not ready for her man to throw down? What are you trying
Oh,
to do?
here we go.
there?
Here we go.
Oh, the woman's got size on that chick. Oh, you guys, it's going down, huh? Okay.
Get him.
Oh, pull
yeah.
the hair.
Oh, here we go.
Hard pull of the hair.
Oh, now you got a problem.
Oh, dude that has the mouthy chick does not know how to fight at all, huh?
Nope, he's getting his ass.
That's unfortunate. If you got a mouthy chick, you gotta you gotta know when to run and when to fight, man. You can't be no chump. His chick got him in a fight. He was not ready to finish.
Well, that's what
Honk
you
your
get.
horn, bystander. That'll get him to stop.
These two
Okay,
got
so-
out of the car. They did the what's up, and they got knocked out.
I'd love to see what happened. I mean, who was being the dick, right?
It's the on-ramp. On-ramp.
The on-ramp?
Yes. Right next to the Best Buy when you get onto the freeway.
Is it San Fernando?
Yes.
He's like, get out of here.
Okay, so there's someone still in the car with
The guy
people that
without
got
his
out.
shirt
Okay.
isn't even trying to fight the guy. He's just trying to get
Oh.
him to convince his wife to let go of his wife.
Yep. At this point,
He's like,
just trying
dude,
to
I'm
get out
not
of
fighting
it.
with you. I'm just trying to get her free.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's,
Get out. Go.
I think home team won. Home team won this
Now,
one.
what's this lady doing? Okay.
She's just, I don't know.
I would be so embarrassed.
I mean, I have a guilty. If I knew that someone wouldn't have a gun or stab me, I'd live for that moment, John. I gotta tell you.
Which guy would you be though? Would you be the guy? In
Oh, the
blue
defensive
shirt?
one. I'd never the dude that would start it. But if you try and come into my car and I'm forced to throw down.
Yeah, you'd be the guy with the blue shirt.
But
I would have been
drive. I don't know why you stay. Why didn't you just keep driving? That's
If you know you can't fight, don't try to be tough.
I was
even
delivering
if you
pizzas.
think someone cut you off, right?
Well, I was delivering pizzas, and someone thought I had cut them off, and so as they're behind me the whole time as I'm driving, they're honking and they're up on my ass, and they stop and they go to get out of their car, and I keep going, right? And eventually they pull up and cut me off like this and get out. So I'm like, okay, I get out, and it's this short little dude. Luckily, if he was bigger than me, who knows, I could have thrown down right there, but he instantly was like, you know. But then he's like, you almost hit me, you didn't stop. Or he might have even said you hit me. I said, first of all, I didn't hit you. You can't show me anywhere I hit you. And you were all up on me very, like, you wanted to fight. So of course I'm not going to stop.
Right.
This is all very illegal, dude. I'm not going to, I don't have to stop because there was no wreck. So in Washington State, there's no like, oh, even if it's close, you have to stop. I don't have to stop for you, dude. And especially when he's so fit. So it's like, yeah, that's the first thing. Even someone that's like, I don't mind it if it was safe, but no one's looking for a street fight. That's how people get killed. So it's like, I'm just going to keep driving. In fact, I was going to drive either back to work or to the police station. Because I figure in that situation, you drive into the police station, they keep moving, right? They're like, oh, okay, that's where this ends. At
you
work,
hope, because there's never a cop at the police station.
Yeah, I know, right? That's true. Anyways, yeah, people are crazy. Anyways, boom. That's weird news. Thank you so much, everyone.
All
that was
right.
a good one. Every
Good
week
show.
is a slave to the week's news. So they're all.
Rick, thanks for coming in, man. You did a good job.
Thanks, man. It was great being with you guys.
Fun times. Tell everyone out there kind of where they can find you and.
They can find me. The best place to find me, if you want to find out stuff about me, is on Insta. I'm at rick.taylor.usa. And if you want to run into me in person, come to my comedy club, Club Comedy Seattle. You can find us at clubcomedyseattle.com is the best place to find us. Find tickets. Like this coming weekend, we have a local favorite, Corey Michaelis, coming all weekend long. So, come out and see us at our comedy club. We'd love to see you and have some laughs with you.
Very cool. Corey Michaelis.
Good deal. Thanks, Rick. Good to meet you, man.
All right. Good to meet you too, man. Thanks,
Sean,
guys.
nice work on Weird News.
Thank you. And yeah, we'll see everyone next week. I've got someone that actually, I think, Rick, Billy Anderson. He might be next week or he'll be in the future. So
you guys will have fun with Billy?
Yeah, it should be. So yeah, we'll have someone in next week or a special night, depending on how people's schedules are. But yeah, we appreciate you coming by, Rick, and you're now an official alumni of the show, so we'll stay in contact.
Woohoo!
All right. Good night.
All right, everybody. See ya.